First story. A mom thinks I'm trying to have a relationship with her daughter. She tries to get me expelled and arrested, and I turn it around and get her arrested. Prelude. This happened during my senior year of high school. But to understand this, I have to rewind to my junior year. I lived in an apartment complex when I was in high school. Both middle school and high school students shared the same bus stop, the middle entrance of the complex. The complex had three. The middle had a nice lady that would let us wait under her porch if it was raining. Also set out chairs for us to sit on. In South Mississippi, 7th and 8th grade are considered middle school, and 9th through 12th are high school. I met this girl, and although I did not know this yet, her crazy mother when I was in 11th grade. I met this girl when I was in 11th grade. I was 19 at the time, important for later. The girl and mom had just moved into the complex and daughter was in the 8th grade. We met and talked and that's it. She was 12 at the time and I was 19. We did this every day before school. That was the only time we talked. Fast forward to the next year. School had maybe been going on for a month, and at the time I was 20 years old and she was 14. Very important for later. Me and the daughter did what we always did. We talked, except this time we talked on the bus as well. Please note, crazy mom was her all the time, except on the bus and at school. Also note that we ride the same bus, have a class together, and we have lunch together. The story takes place after school one day. The main story. I had just got here from school when me and my mom heard someone beating on our door. My mom answered and the following conversation happened. The crazy mother shouts, "Keep your son away from my daughter." What? Keep your son away from my daughter. I know he's trying to have a relationship with my daughter. Keep him away. She then storms off and my mom turns to me. What is she talking about? I have no clue, Mom. Who is she? She's the mother of a girl I talk to every morning at the bus stop and on the bus. Are you trying to have a relationship with that girl? No, she's 14. We just talk. Well, just stay away from her and maybe all this nonsense will go away. I'll try, Mom, but it's going to be hard with us having class and lunch together. Next day I do my best to keep away and it works. Fast forward to October. I get off the bus before my bus stop and I'm walking up the entrance that's closest to my apartment. I see the crazy mom sitting in a chair and I cross the street to avoid talking to her. She called me over and the following conversation happened. Why are you talking to my daughter? You know she's 14, right? It wasn't intentional, but we do have a class together, we rode the same bus and had the same lunchtime. It is impossible not to speak to each other. Stop talking to my girl or you won't like me. Yes, ma'am. I left and walked home. Fast forward to December and I have a few friends in the choir and I was invited to their Christmas concert. The daughter was also in the choir but I didn't think anything about it. After the concert, I walked up to a group of friends. A girl was standing among them and I said, "Hey guys, y'all did a great job." Fast forward to January. I was called in the principal's office and the following conversation happened. The principal tells me, "I just got a call from a mother that you're harassing a young lady at this school named X. Is this true?" I told him no and told him the whole story. It sounds like you did nothing wrong, but the mom is demanding you move bus stops and move where you sit on the bus. So you will go to the third entrance of your complex. Note that I live on the first entrance of the complex. The third is the furthest away from my apartment and also is just a field, so no cover. And you will move to the back of the bus. Wait a minute. Why do I have to sit in the back when all my friends sit up front? Sometimes we have to do what we don't want to do. Just do it, please. Yes, sir. Also, the girl's mother has called a special meeting with me, you and your parents, and her daughter to discuss how we will move forward. It will happen a week from today and you will need to be there. Yes, sir. I went home and told my parents what happened and what I had to do. My mom said just do this for the next week, and this Friday we will get this straightened out. I'd like to go on record and say South Mississippi weather is just stupid. It rains year-round and that next week, it decided to rain every day that week. So that whole week my dad would drive me over to my new bus stop and wait for my bus to come. Friday finally came in. I told my parents that morning that I did not want to go to this meeting. I had a lot of things to do that day. The period that this meeting was taking place, I had a major project and I had to complete. Also, I did not want to sit in a meeting and be yelled and fussed at about something I had zero control over. So I went to school and around second period I was called into the meeting. I walked in and the following conversation took place. What's going on? My mom tells me that we just had our meeting. The principal says, we have decided to let everything go back the way it was before. Okay, what happened to the girl? Don't worry about her, it was taken care of. I went back to class and when I got home, my mom told me the whole story. Turns out the crazy mother did not come to the meeting, so my mom and my principal had the meeting. My mom told him that I was a senior while she was a freshman. My son will be able to go to his original bus stop and he will be able to sit with his friends on the bus. My mother demanded. The crazy mom did not come to the meeting, therefore she has no say on this matter. Fast forward to Monday, I went to my bus stop and about 5 minutes after I got there, all of a sudden I heard, "You witch!" I turned to see crazy mom standing on her Porsche. Her apartment was across a ditch from the bus stop. She started yelling, screaming, and calling me every curse and slang word in the book. I ignored it, got on a bus and went to school. Fast forward to my last period and I was in a state exam class and I got called to the police officer assigned to our high school. I walked in his office and he stood up. "Hands behind your back, please. You're under arrest." I get very scared because I've never been arrested before. What? Why? We received a call from the city police station that charges of harassment were filed, so you're under arrest. I start crying and I have a small mental disability. I started crying, and at the time I did not know how to control my emotions. "Can I call my mom, please?" "That's fine, but you're still under arrest." I walked to the front office and called my mom. "Hello?" Me, still very scared. "Mom, she called the police. I'm going to jail." "Mom, I don't know what to do." "Shh, I can't understand you. Go to the vice principal's office, put someone on the phone who knows what's going on and calm down." I handed the phone to the police officer, told him my mom wanted to speak to him and walked to the vice principal's office, who had heard everything because his office was across the hall from the police officer's office. They transferred it to the vice principal's phone and he said that the officer could leave. He tells him, "Officer, you can leave now. No one is getting arrested today. Sir, charges were filed." "It's okay, I will vouch for him. You can leave, and I will call city police and tell them what's going on." The officer left and I calmed down. The vice principal told me my mom was on the way. 10 minutes later, she arrived and asked me what happened. I told her what happened that morning, and my mom talked to the vice principal for a little bit. Checked me out and we went to city police and filed our own report. At city police, after me and my mom told the officer the whole story, this was February by now, and we filed charges for harassment and filing false charges. Epilogue. The crazy mother got arrested, and about 2 weeks later I ran into her boyfriend at the laundromat. He tells me, "Hey man, I haven't seen you in a while." "Yeah, how have you been?" "I've been good." "Oh, you don't know what happened after the crazy mom got arrested, do you?" "No sir, I don't." After the crazy mother got back home, Her daughter told her that she did not mean for this to go so far. She was just trying to get you to pay attention to her. Oh my god. What a crazy family. Next story. Entitled mother tries to force me to leave the park because she's convinced my little sister is actually my daughter. There is a 10.5-year age gap between me and my little sister. When I was a teen, I often used to take her to the local park to give my mom a break or give her time to get some housework done and so on. At the time this story happened, I was 15. It was Wimbledon season, so my mom asked me to take my sister to the park for a few hours so she could watch it in peace. She gave me some money so we could get some fish and chips in town and some ice cream at the park. There was usually an ice cream van there. So we got some fish and chips and went to the beach for a bit to buy mom extra time. And then we headed to the park. As we approached the park gate, this entitled mother who was dragging along her child glared at me. "You should be ashamed." I looked around, but there was nobody else she could have been talking to. Dumbfounded, I blankly pointed to myself as if to affirm she was talking to me. "Girls these days are such witches. Do you even know the father of your baby?" I stared blankly at her for a minute. This is my little sister." The entitled mother rolled her eyes and leered at me. "Yeah, we had little sisters in my day too." I just said okay, bye, and I walked away because I was uncomfortable with conflict, just wanted out of that situation. "Don't you dare go into the park. You'll spread your diseases all over the park. I don't want my son catching your diseases." I ignored her and rushed into the park, and surely she'd leave me alone when I was surrounded by other kids and parents, right? Wrong. The entitled mother followed me around the park, demanding that I leave. The more I ignored her, the madder she got, and she kept repeating over and over, "Get out! Get out! Get out! You're not allowed here!" At this point, a few parents noticed. One mom, let's call her friend mom, who my mom and I often chatted with, immediately stood and rushed over just as the entitled mother grabbed my arm and yanked at it. The friend mom says, "Why are you grabbing a child? Let her go. Who are you? Mind your business. Let her go or I'm calling the police." The entitled mother let me go but turned her anger towards my friend's mom, shouting that she was just making the park safe for her child, and that I shouldn't be here because I might spread some nasty disease all over the place. She never specified what kind of disease she was talking about. More parents started coming over to see what was going on. Seeing that she was outnumbered, the entitled mother eventually left, dragging her child behind her, screaming obscenities at us as she slinked away. The friend mom gave us a lift home to make sure we're safe. When I told my mom what happened, she was just furious. She packed us into the car and drove us around town to look for the woman, but we didn't spot her. Thankfully, I never saw that woman ever again.